So we are going to start with the feed crack from our season 3, episode 9 video, because we got so many good theories. And I just like to read them because, first of all, I want to know which of you nailed it, which of you got the predictions correct. And some of these theories are just so crazy that they're just fun to read. So
I'm so excited.
let's have some fun. Woo! I'm excited. Okay, so the first bit of feed crack is from Sharia Cole, and she said, "Hi, Jade and Kara. Bless you after the sneeze. I'm glad you're back. And Erica."
Thanks.
Yay. Thanks for the shout out on the feed crack feedback. I love you guys and all these theories you have. You really do your research and made one of my favorite shows more enjoyable. And
That's
to
so
all
sweet.
that, you make this enjoyable.
Absolutely.
You right back at you, babe. Ben agrees. This is, in case no one knows.
That's right.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Ben
if I
has reappeared. You did. Not in the main episode. Once we got to the unhinged part last time.
Last feed crack episode, I'm pretty sure I introduced Ben. So this is our snake. This is our mascot. He's a jade snake, Ben.
Our cobra.
Ben says he loves you, Sharia Cole.
Our co-host.
Our co-host, yes.
Anyway, I can do this. I'm not giggly yet. Veronica Lodge, 71.
Not giggly. No laughing on this podcast. No laughing allowed. Yes, well.
Veronica Lodge, 71, said, "Ladies, I'm enjoying your in-depth coverage of Only Murders. I wanted to add," yes, thank you very much. It'd be terrible if people were just constantly writing in, talking about how much they hated listening to us. So this is nice.
God, that's not happening.
She said, "I wanted to add a little bit of info about who wrote the play Death Rattle. Have you seen the ad for Only Murders that was published on the Playbill website on September 28th? It's written like a real Playbill article, as if the play and the characters from Only Murders are real. And it reveals Maxine Spears' previously unpublished critique of Death Rattle. And there's a digital flip-through playbill with the poster for Death Rattle inside that clearly says at the bottom, a new play written and directed by Oliver Putnam." Oh, cool.
Yeah.
She said, "I immediately thought of Jade because she's been asking who wrote it. It's also completely inconsistent with the TV show, which makes it out as if Death Rattle is some old play that's been kicking around Broadway for decades." Absolutely.
Yep.
And even the printed review by Maxine alludes to this being Oliver's take on the old play. So either the marketing company for Only Murders fucked up, or Oliver did, in fact, write the play, which makes no sense. So my money is on the marketing hand, not talking to the production hand. And here's a link to the ad. Yeah, you may have appreciated then what we talked about with continuity errors.
Yeah.
Because I 100% agree that it's an error, not on Oliver's part.
Yeah, I think that I mean, there's this playbill printed thing talking about the play, and then there's also what JT brought up, where she said one of the articles that we can see in Loretta's scrapbook shows that the play Death Rattle was put on in the 70s, so it is in
fact old,
a revival. Yeah, so I don't know which one to believe. Who the fuck
did
knows?
Oliver write it way back when, and then just
in the
now
70s? No, Oliver did not write this play. It's ridiculous. I choose to not believe the Playbill article. Oliver did not write this play. We saw him get the call from Donna in the first episode of this season.
The show, this play. The actual content of the show is canon. Anything outside of it, I can choose to see as like a marketing gimmick or just fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
We might have to start doing that with what they choose to show us at the end of the episodes too. Because
the ending credits.
Not
so credible ending credits. Not
Lord.
To be credited. Yes. So, okay, the next bit of feed crack is from Jennifer's 12454. All right, here's my final theory. Donna poisoned Ben, but did not push him. Nailed it. Tarbert is somehow involved in killing Ben. Either he pushed him or Ben fell and Tarbert didn't save him. I'm leaning toward the falling theory.
He's innocent.
Yeah, he's innocent.
It's all good.
Loretta and Dickie are both innocent, and the birth year / letter thing is a continuity error. Well, Jennifer, you got a lot of this correct. Rock on. Rock on, baby. Nailed
I love it. Next bit of feedback is from Bella Medina 5389 saying too many narcissists around Ben trying to make him look like the bad guy.
True.
Yeah.
I'm shocked to say that I actually think Ben is the most sympathetic victim, and I think that that's a big reason why I like season 3 better than season 2.
I don't know. I felt really bad about Bunny.
I know. But I don't know. That cookie scene with Ben really got me to feel
that
for
was
him.
rough. He's got a lot of issues. He's still a dick. But
yeah, he's still
is that his fault if he was, I mean, not to excuse it, but he was raised by
No.
parents who put him on a pedestal, like put him above his poor brother. Like, it's the same thing you see with college athletes and professional athletes who are told how special they are all their lives, and then they become entitled pricks and people act surprised.
Yep.
But
no
he
consequences, no boundaries.
Definitely sympathetic, more sympathetic than I thought they would be able to make him. So
yeah, Tim Kono, I didn't feel anything for him. Absolutely nothing.
No.
Like, they did not a good job. If their goal was ever to make us feel any kind of sympathy for him, I didn't. I never felt like he was really a person. Yeah, maybe season 2 is better than I thought it was. Damn, fuck. Bunny was pretty great. Oh, I don't know.
I cried. Nothing made me, honestly, I think the most moved I have been watching this show is that Bunny-centric episode, especially when you see her all excited to talk to the trio and she's like hoping, to be brought in. I cried when they didn't let her. I was like, let her in. Like, you gave her a sweatshirt.
I know.
Like, let her in.
I know. I was like, fucking you assholes. Yeah. Yeah. They should have.
Show. All good.
I did feel really, did I feel? Yeah, I think I felt more for Bunny, actually. You're right. But shocking that I felt so much for Ben. It was great. It was a great season for that reason. Season for the reason. Yeah. Paul Rudd shocked me. Shocking. Knocked my socks off. Okay. Next bit of feedcrack. Joe marching along. I'm not sure what ends up happening at the elevator, but I 100% think that Cliff did the poisoning. Maybe he didn't necessarily want to kill Ben, just make him sick enough not to perform that night. But with his fasting, that cookie being the only thing in his system could have made the effect stronger than normal. Yeah, one fucking schmackery.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
And uppers and a microdose of Viagra. And HGH.
Saved you. I mean, my microdose of Viagra always saves me. So I know that's the case.
Of course, Ben took a microdose of Viagra. Next up is from Wasted Poe. Said, I know that this is a murder mystery show, so there has to be an actual murderer by default. However, I bet if an elevator was malfunctioning in real life and the doors opened sans elevator, half of us would just unthinkingly take the first step inside. Joke's on you. I am terrified of elevators. I'm very cautious about getting inside, but I'm not normal. That was a tangent. Anyway, I'll start that over. Half of us would just unthinkingly take the first step inside, only to realize too late that there was just an empty shaft. So it's a little weird that it was just an accident has never been considered by the OMITB characters, even the bumbling police. I do agree with that. That should have been considered. Thought of, because they had nothing else pointing to it was an actual push.
At one point, Oliver does say, what if it was just a damn accident or something? But he probably wasn't being serious.
Yeah. So it's a little weird. Yes, we said that. There's just an accident. It really was not fully considered. 100%. They should have thought about that. And they go on to say, I appreciate the talk about how ineffective rat poison would be on a grown-ass man. Thank you.
There you go. There you go, Kara.
The show writers have indicated they have at least some knowledge of the way chemicals affect a person. That's true. Even earlier this season, when Mabel offhandedly rattled off succinylmethonium chloride. Is that what
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Like it was nothing. Maybe the last episode will surprise us and it'll turn out the rat poison didn't play any role in why Ben collapsed.
There were no surprises. There was rat poison, sure as shit. Yeah.
And it was still stupid because that amount probably wouldn't have had the effect it did. But that's fine.
Well, no, if there was only that in his system, though, it might.
But he had HGH and uppers and Viagra. Like all things that I would think would actually inhibit the effect of the rat poison.
Yeah.
Like he said. So anyway, Not important. Because I'll think about it too much.
Okay,
Next
we have JT, one of my faves. JT, babe, I love you, man. This has just been great reading all of JT's FeedCRACK. So, okay, at around the 38 mark, Jade made a comment about taking the Richard II poster clues at face value, i.e. 2 Richards, and had a eureka light bulb moment because I have a theory with 2 Richards and 2 or maybe 3 Bens. Consider the scenario. Michael Glenroy has a brother, and Michael Glenroy and Eloise Glenroy, I guess, are the parents, the Glenroy parents, and that was written down in the letter to Loretta, or on the envelope to the letter. I asked JT about this. JT is like eagle-eyed viewer, very astute. So, okay, consider the scenario. Michael Glenroy has a brother where he and his wife adopted Dickie in 1970, and 3 years later had Miracle Ben, or twin Bens. Seeing his brother's success in having a family, Michael and Eloise adopts Loretta's child and also names him Richard. This was documented in the letter to Loretta. 3 years later, in 1979, they also have a miracle baby, whom they name after their nephew, Ben. If this was the case, I can see Loretta mistaking Dickie for her child because the cousins all have the same names. I love that JT made
it make sense.
Made it make sense. Yeah, like, because it was just a continuity fuck up.
I hope whoever it was in like the props department, the prop designer,
I hope they
feels bad about how much time people spent on this.
I hope they don't get their Christmas bonus because damn it, look at JT at work here. Okay. Also, the significance of the number 5. Sorry, I don't remember who brought it up. That was Erica. She appreciates it. There is a framed Kansas City Royal baseball jersey hanging in Ben's apartment next to the main doors, and it says Glenroy 5. I think this is hinting at the 5 Glenroy cousins, assuming Ben has a twin. Okay.
I mean, I like that, but that's also George Brett's number, and he's probably one of like the most famous baseball player to come out of Kansas City to play for the Kansas City Royals. Have you ever seen the pine tar incident? There's an incident. I mean, this probably wouldn't help if you don't love baseball, but he hits a home run and is then called out because they see that there's pine tar too far up on his bat, which is against the rules, yada, yada, yada. And the ump points at him in the dugout and makes the sign that he's out, and George Brett loses his mind, sprints out the dugout, and starts yelling at the umpire, and they have to hold him back. So if you don't know George Brett because of his baseball prowess, maybe you've seen that infamous sports clip. But yeah, number 5 is George Brett's number. So
or maybe you know nothing of sports like me. Don't feel bad. It's okay. You're not alone. Okay. Also, then JT wrote a second message. So here are my 2 possible theories as to who is responsible for what happened at the elevator. Cliff and Donna. When Ben returns to the party, Donna becomes concerned, as this would mean the play would resume its run and that nothing has changed. She's come up with another way to stop the play. However, the reason Ben returned was because he wanted to find out who tried to kill him, which explains why he went to each individual cast and crew to gauge their reaction to determine which of them did it. Then he received a call from the doctors with the toxicology report confirming it was rat poison from the cookie. Nailed it. He waits outside Oliver's apartment by the elevator to confront Cliff and Donna, thinking it was either or one or both of them behind the poisoning. Donna seizes the opportunity to try to push Ben into the shaft, and a struggle ensues. Cliff, trying to protect his mom, tries to separate the two by pushing Ben aside, then trips or slips on a death rattle hanky and falls into the elevator shaft. Flailing and falling, Ben grabs the hanky before hitting the elevator cab. JT, you gotta you have to be a television writer. It's so good. It's like, I love that she made it make sense.
I'm gonna let you finish reading this bit while I run down and get my dip. I will not eat it on the podcast. For those of you, what is it with misophonia? So don't worry, but I am gonna put it in the fridge real quick.
Yeah, Kara ordered her dips. All right. JT continues. Tobert and Dickie scenario. At some point after Ben's poisoning, Tobert contacts Dickie asking about his camera. Dickie reveals that he felt relief when it seemed that Ben died, but that didn't last when Ben was revived. Tobert then said that if Ben had remained dead, he could have made a lot of money from the documentary. This is when they started to formulate a plan to kill him a second time. And Dickie would arrange for Tobert to meet Ben outside the elevator, while Dickie would leave the Arconia and made sure he had camera footage alibi of himself at Snitches Get Stitches during the time of Ben's death. Tobert then pushes Ben when they meet outside the elevator. Note 1. This would only work if Tobert was working with Dickie, as Dickie likely owns the rights to the documentary footage, and Tobert wouldn't be able to use it unless Dickie authorized it. Note 2. Up until this point, I've been reluctant to suspect Tobert because there hasn't really been any hard clues linking him to Ben's death, other than his behavior seems suspicious. Yes, it does. And that he lies a lot. But the writers of Only Murders in the Building in the past, such as season 2, pulled a gotcha in the last episode where you think you know who the killer is in episode 9, and it does not turn out to be that person as the killer. As for who poisoned Ben, I admit Cliff could have done it also, but I'm going to stick with my Donna, Mama Elephant, saving the baby elephant theory that I've had since episode 5. Well, you were not wrong, JT. You pretty much nailed it on the Donna being, Mama Elephant out to protect her little baby there. Yeah. But I really like the theory that you came up with here about Tobert and Dickie. Yeah, this taking into consideration that Dickie would arrange for Tobert to meet Ben outside the elevator. Like, I really wish that Dickie had been more in on it. I mean, Tobert had been more in on it.
Aw.
What?
Tobert.
Oh my God. Okay, so my favorite thing about everything that JT has written here is that Tobert was working with Dickie. And I think that, to substantiate Tobert's presence on this season would make a hell of a lot more sense. Yeah, just to involve him in the whole thing more. But I could tell that there was no point in Tobert existing.
Well, I think way back when we discussed, when we were still like on board with the possibility that it was Dickie, and we talked about Tobert's involvement, I think we discussed how this was one of the only ways it would really make sense.
Right.
Is if he was working with Dickie. So with Dickie, I like that.
Or working for Cliff and Donna, but no.
Right. Or syndicating. It's fine.
Or syndicating. Yeah, that was a good one. There were a couple of people who were on that bandwagon with you, but I was like, no, that was just
I saw that. It made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Read Doug's next.
Okay. So next is Doug Ferd 2266. And he said, yes, on the Loretta costume thing, why would she need to change quickly? That never made sense to me. And apparently that was just a red herring or something. Yep. And the earring thing.
It was like another red herring was when that I could not get over was when Oliver took Ben's face in his hands and he was like, "You're so soft. You're alive and so soft." I'm like, why? Why would you bring this up? Why would you say that to someone?
That was funny.
I was trying so hard to figure out how that. I'm like, is he freshly shaven? Is this a twin thing? I just
thought it was funny and Oliver being weird. But it is a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like, "Oh, you're alive? I'm so relieved. Let me touch your skin and comment on it."
Yeah.
Doug goes on to say, and the earring thing stuck with me at the time too, but that could have been her just flirting because she also brings out they are no longer under the platonic rule since they were no longer working together. The thing is in the thing. My summoning Gideon comment was because the lights went out on Erica. Yeah. Oh, okay. Towards the end. That makes sense.
Yeah.
The soundtrack.
When you weren't there and Erica lost power, remember? That's why Doug was like, "You didn't summon Gideon, Erica."
That's funny. The soundtrack with the background and closing credits music tracks may have a clue in one of the titles. I don't want to potentially spoil, but if you look it up, first two words are "it was." Is that "it was the mother"? Is that what that is?
I'm not sure.
No. I saw this somewhere. Maybe it was Doug's comment on YouTube. On the season 3 soundtrack, there is a track called "It Was an Accident, Mom." I remember seeing that.
Accident, Mom. Yeah. Okay, that's what. Okay, that. Yes, that I saw that. I thought it was going to say it was this person.
Gotcha.
I was thinking spoiler.
Yeah, that's definitely a spoiler. Even though it was so not an accident. He goes on to say, I had a Kimber theory. And it would fit well with your rat poison research being wheat-based, and it involved her kibble product being a possible means of poisoning. Interesting.
I know.
Hey!
Excuse me. Order in the court. Dogs are dicks.
My youngest little shit of a dog started attacking my old man dog.
How precious.
Rudy, you don't help. Oh, God.
Rudy, you are no help.
Like, he just eggs it on. I left off with rat poison. I'm just going to start that again. I had a Kimber theory, and it would fit well with your rat poison research being wheat-based, and it involved her kibble product being a possible means of poisoning. Wheat rat poison would fit right in with the ingredients of that mess. I love that idea. Mm-hmm. Also, I pictured after this sugar discussion, Jade having an assistant saying, "Oh no, Jade can't have cookies. She's on a strict diet for her role in famous movie franchise." That's fun.
From your, and I responded, from your mouth, Doug, to God's ears. Yes. Keep those fingers crossed. As soon as this fucking strike is over, I'll be in that famous movie franchise. All right. Yes, I will. Yeah. All right. Doug, you're awesome, by the way. Thank you for all of your comments. Another awesome commenter is Sahim.
Or say is how I always read it.
Right. Say Say what? Say
That's fun.
So they say, y'all came with the depth. I've been wondering about that rat poison. He could have fainted from hypoglycemia if he was fasting and his blood sugar spiked and crashed. Yeah. People have said that schmackery is really sugary in real life. Right. He said he bit his tongue, making him bleed, and that would explain being declared dead. That wouldn't. Yeah, that would very not true. Explain being declared dead. Very.
Or they were just really terrible EMTs and.
Yeah, right.
ER staff.
Everyone's on drugs. Everyone just had a bottle of tequila with them. In the elevator, Ben had a lot of blood on his forehead, as if he was bludgeoned before he fell. Wouldn't the blood come from his back if he hit the top of the elevator? I see. Critical eyes, like Kara, eagle eyes, looking at those details.
They got to pay more attention to the forensic details. I'm not kidding.
Seriously.
Like, it's going to really start to bother a lot of us.
Goes on. I want Cliff to be the murderer in order to get an epic stress dancing chase scene. But it doesn't make much sense for him or Donna to have killed him the second time when they were expecting to make more money with the star back from the dead. I read this and I was like, yes, I actually do hope it's Cliff, because an epic stress dancing chase scene would have been amazing. We didn't get it, even though Cliff was the murderer. Sad.
He finally gets caught.
Missed opportunities, you know?
And the police are just like, sir, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
sir,
please stop.
Get in these handcuffs. Stop stress dancing. What did Donna say to Cliff? Stop stress dancing. I can't watch it. Or like it bothers me. What did she say? You know, something how it bothers negative. Me. I think she said, you know how it bothers me when you stress dance. So the cops.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, what if getting directly involved in the story, Tavert pulled a reality TV and subtly encouraged someone else to push him? It's hard to say because he seems to be really slacking on getting footage. It's as if he's actually covering a different story, but I don't know what.
That's funny. Oh,
Very
gosh.
True. Very true.
Blue and Silver Bells said, okay, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but the MASH page
never
doodle
read too much.
that looks like a target next to the number 7. That's the circle thing. And if you look at Ben's forehead on the quilt in the credits, it looks like there is a 7 on it. Oh, I didn't notice that. What could this mean? Or have I been listening to you ladies too much? You've been listening to us too much. You're on board with our overthinking, but we love it. We love it.
Love it.
One of us. One of us.
Yeah, I responded to Blue and Silver Bells. Wow, you get the eagle eye. You get the eagle eye reward, because truly, who else noticed that? Like when you do MASH, you do the spiral to count the rings, and then that's how many. You know, if you know MASH, you know what I'm talking about. You need to get a number so you know how to cross things off. So, looking into it so closely, though, to see that there was a spiral on Ben's forehead in that quilt, eagle eye award goes to Blue and Silver Bells. Also, great name. No notes on the name.
That is a fun name. They go on to say, first thank you. I shall take my sweeping bow now. Second, my official theory for the finale is that Cliff poisoned the cookies and Donna tried to cover it up. Donna confronts Ben.
If you strike that, reverse it, nailed
it. Donna confronts Ben near the elevators, trying to see what he knows. Good old Toblerone is filming the interaction from afar. Ben is woozy, and after Donna backs him to the elevator, he slips and falls. Tobby, but you called him Tobby, could see what was going to happen, but didn't intervene. Baby elephant number 2. Can't wait to watch it tonight.
Woohoo!
That was fun.
We had a couple of emails talking about episode 9. So let's go to those next.
Okay. Scrolling. There we go.
Go ahead. You're
okay. First up,
my scroller is broken.
Oh no, is Abby Branch, and she said, "Hi, ladies."
I love Abby.
She said, "Hi, ladies. Okay, final theory time, and I'm going out on a limb here. It's all about the hankies. The 5 whores mentioned that the hankies were quote unquote personalized, and I believe that this means that the hankies are monogrammed or identifiable in some way. That would have been better than the lipstick. I'm guessing it's in a way that isn't obvious to everyone, and that's why the trio hasn't noticed."
That's exactly what I thought. I thought that when Loretta, this is actually, I should have brought this up on our like part 1 podcast, like, which feels like it took place a million years ago at this point. Lord knows, much tequila ago it took place. So when the trio first held up that hanky, and Loretta held up the hanky, and she goes, "Did I do good?" I thought for sure it was going to be because Ben had monogrammed Donna's.
There was something identifiable.
Right. The way that the trio is looking at that hanky as like, oh, this ties it all together. This clinches the shit. It clinches the shit. I don't know. They were looking at that hanky like there's something very obviously identifiable as like, this, we can tie it to Donna.
Yeah.
Because Loretta she holds it up and she goes, "Can we tie this to Donna? Do you think that this might help?" And they're like, "Fuck yeah." Right there with you. I was thinking monogram, but no, just lipstick. Drama. We need the drama. Drama doesn't make sense, but whatever. It's drama. Movie's got a movie.
She said, "I'm sticking with Donna as the poisoner. Good for you. For the reasons revealed to us so far, I'm going to trust that that's not the red herring the dip warned us about. When Ben got that serious call during the opening night party, I believe it was from Taubert calling about being fired by him right before the opening show. Less likely, it was Ben getting a call from his mom because of the season's mother-son theme." I could have seen that. That'd be good. Regardless, Taubert. I always want to say Taubert because it's not a real name. It looks like Toby, and then it ends up being like Robert. Anyway, regardless,
Robert with a T.
Taubert. This is hard.
What was it? Say it again. How'd that
go? Taubert. It'll just sound like an idiot every time I try to say it. Confronts Ben at the elevators, and Ben accidentally trips, but is still savable from falling. Taubert.
There you go. I love that when you were like Taubert. She just like really leans into saying it the wrong way.
My brain shorted. Taubert has the chance to save him, but doesn't, and lets him fall down the elevator. When Ben falls, he grabs Taubert's hanky. Now I'm in my head about it. Taubert. Oh my God, Abby, how many times did you write Taubert? Taubert, knowing that he could possibly be identified by the hanky that Ben is holding, buys it back from Uma for a ridiculous amount of money. We were led to thinking that Dickie bought the hanky from Uma because the hanky Dickie is holding in Ben's apartment is covered in red stains. This is the red herring. I believe that the hanky Dickie is holding is bloodied or stained red for a completely unrelated reason. See how well I can read when fucking Taubert's name's not in here? Anyway, she said, "I believe that the hanky Dickie is holding is bloodied or stained red for a completely unrelated reason."
Yes, maybe. And may I interject that the unrelated reason is production values?
Right. It's Uma. I'm sticking to it.
I like that. It's canon. It's fucking Uma. Uma's ketchup stains because
It would logically make sense. Anyway, maybe Dickie got his own blood on it during his drunken shenanigans. Maybe he bled on it himself, etc. I don't have a good idea pinned down as to why his hanky is stained, but I think this was a key misdirection. Note, I really wanted to implicate Dickie, but I'm going to assume that really was him in the surveillance footage. If not, he could have sold the Cobra suit to somebody who just looks a lot like him and been the one to attack Ben at the elevators.
Can I just say, and she then says, "Thanks, guys. So excited to see how wrong I was in the finale." And then she has more that she adds on. But can I just say, I just got to stop and say, this is what Only Murders in the Building is about. Like the way that JT and Abby here, like these people are. They're coming together to like make these production, errors and continuity errors. Like we're all like banding together to make them make sense. And people, I think that out of these errors and mistakes that the show has made, people have been shown that maybe they have a writer inside them. Maybe they have a, some artistic. Maybe you should consider writing like on a regular basis, because like these kind of
creative than you think.
Yeah, thanks to this kind of television. And I'm just really glad that we have a podcast in these moments, and that's why we're reading these theories, because look at how creative Abby is getting here. Like there's so many of our listeners, everyone, you guys are rocking it with like trying to make this shit make sense. This is what it's all about. This is why Only Murders in the Building is awesome, even when it makes mistakes. It's true. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
It's community, man. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. You're all brilliant artists. Congratulate yourselves, even if you were wrong.
Congratulations. I did it.
And right for television.
Well, congratulations, everybody. Anyway, Abby then says, quick little ad. It would be interesting if somehow Ben's fall was caught on Taubert's camera that perhaps Ben returns to him, and Mabel finds the footage later implicating Taubert. Just a thought that wouldn't leave my brain. Sorry for all the addendums. I am not super organized, but super creative. So I forgot to mention.
You're in good company. Preaching to the choir.
I forgot to mention some reasoning about why I think the hanky Dickie holds and the hanky Uma steals are different hankies. When I stopped the video at various times in the show, the hanky was completely clean that Ben is holding, except for presumably where his hand is clutching it. But even when in Uma's bag, you can see some red splotches. Dickie's hanky has 2 shades of red on it. Light red spots and dark blackened spots. Perhaps got dirty at 2 different times. I promise this is my last email.
Or perhaps
thanks, Abby.
Lipstick stains, not necessarily dirty. So yeah, I agree. Yes, thank you, Abby, so much. I agree that this hanky was not consistent and very confusing, and shame on you, continuity people.
It pisses me off because obviously
go in the corner and think about what you've done.
Right?
Ben,
like that is gonna be focused on. Like
Ben do better.
Wait, so then who's my elephant? My Jade. Oh, my Jade. Why is it
Tobert?
No, I don't want to. Tobert.
You're like, fuck no, I hate that name.
No.
Let's call him Jesse. Jesse the elephant.
Jesse or Oliver.
Or Oliver's great name. Or we could just call him Pickwicky. Pickwick
makes sense. Pickwick. That's hard to say. It's weird. If I turn it this way,
it goes of the black. Pickwick Snakies did it?
Isn't this quality entertainment that we're providing you?
I hope you're liking this.
Viewers / listeners.
Drunken podcasting is so much fun.
Both of us just holding up. Anyway, I like Jesse. We can go with Jesse.
Of course,
Jesse can stay. Yeah. Oh, you're next.
Okay, so that's all we have for our episode 9 comments. I love these theories. Like I say, this is what it's fucking all about. Only Murders in the Building. These are the reasons for why it exists, so that everyone in the world can come out of the woodwork and realize they are secret television writers and very creative and amazing. Okay, so before we get to our feed crack that pertains to after the finale, we're going to read some Instagram feed crack from Mark Pacheco. Hey, Mark. Love you, Mark. What up?
Aww.
I put a post saying, let us know your thoughts. And Mark just responded, it was brilliant from start to finish. No loose ends. Love interest off to, all the love interests are off to California and new murderer in the building. Perfect. Mark, I'm
Yes,
glad you're satisfied,
indeed.
babe. It was beautiful. I don't know if it was perfect, but it was pretty damn good. I love
It
that
was
Mark
wrapped
loves
up
it.
pretty nice with a nice little
Yeah.
cliffhanger. Nice little touch.
It was all wrapped up like a Christmas present. I'll let you enjoy your dips.
Okay.
And I'll read Savannah's. And
Okay.
I love Savannah, babe. Just I love your energy. She's so loving. Just thank you. Savannah, I love reading her comments. So Savannah Yawn said, absolutely, y'all's podcast has such a fun and collaborative vibe to it. Y'all are clearly the geniuses and provide a really entertaining listen time after time. It's fun hearing your theories and getting to develop more of my own with details y'all have caught that I might have missed. Can't wait for the final episode. I know it's going to be amazing. P.S. I'm 30 minutes into the new pod episode this morning, and it's such an awesome way to start my day. I look forward to these as much as I look forward to the actual show. Oh my God, my heart is like exploding with love and joy. Oh,
I know, that's
sweet.
so nice.
It's so nice. Thank you so much, Savannah. Love you too. Seriously, reading these things is like better than watching the episode for us. So, right there with you. So she wrote a second message. Oh my God, guys, what a season. Obviously, you've watched the finale at this point. I've never been so happy to be wrong about the outcome of something. I wonder how y'all felt about the reveal of Cliff pushing Ben by accident. Well, was it an accident though? The lawyer would not agree. I feel pretty good about Donna being the initial killer, but I don't know how to feel about Cliff accidentally finishing the job. I feel like it would have been a little juicier if there had been a more sinister motive. But I feel like this was a banger of a season. I really enjoyed the whole thing start to finish. Best performance to me was Meryl, obvi, yes, and painting nails emoji. For sure. She did the best job, in my opinion, of making me buy who she was as a character and making me forget who she is in real life. Take the words out of my mouth. Yep. Yes, Whale.
Yes, Whale.
I do have to hand it to Martin Short, though. He absolutely crushed it this season. Oh my God, right and on the level. Yes. Savannah nailed it. He absolutely crushed it this season and was so fun to see him perform in the finale. I do feel like they're going to push Howard away until he snaps, though.
Aww.
LOL. Also, honorable mention to Steve Martin and his Patter song. Yes. It has been stuck in my head since Sit's Probe aired, LOL. Also, I was stunned when I thought they offered Charles, when I thought they offed Charles as an understatement. Super bummed that Saz might be dead. I mean, I think she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's
like right to the heart.
Yeah.
It's not great.
She is a goner. Sad. I do kind of wonder if Saz will have passed before someone finds her, since she wasn't dead when the credits rolled. I hope we get to see Oliver visit Loretta next season. In LA, you mean? I could live without the Taubert and Mabel relationship. Yes. Looking forward to listening to the pod. Thanks again for taking the time to read these and for the work y'all do. Oh my gosh. Aww. Wowza. OM God. Love you, Savannah. Truly. Yeah, I don't know if it was an accident. I'm thinking, no, it was not an accident. Cliff, that was intentional. He knew what he was doing.
He shoved him towards an open elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Out of anger.
Happened. Yep. That
transferred
happened.
Intent. Little law school lesson.
Little law school lesson. We all just passed the bar. Congratulations. Congratulations to you. You are now a lawyer, says Ben. Yeah, I think I love, though, Savannah, that you are completely on our level and agree that Martin Short's performance was amazing with Meryl Streep, obviously, yes. And Steve Martin's Patter song was the shit.
It is so catchy. I have been walking around singing that song, just like one or two phrases before I catch myself. And nobody at work watches this show. So if I start saying, which of the Pickwick triplets did it? I get some looks. It's fine. So catchy.
Great. It is so catchy.
So Elizabeth Ann said, has anyone tried to count Mabel's long coats? Are they the secret sauce to her old lady energy? I do love her coats. She always looks amazing. She pulls off long coats and does the same with cropped sweaters. With the marvelous Mrs. with the
Mrs.
marvelous
Maisel.
Mrs. Maisel. The wardrobe was a cast member, but with only murders in the building, it's quite different. I've been paying more attention to Mabel's footwear too. She rocks ankle boots. Yes, she does. I love her boots. I've watched every episode at least 3 times. My goal is always to concentrate on specific things each time through. Last night, my objective was to count Mabel's long coats. I failed. The show is so good. I lose myself in it and forget why I'm there.
Yeah, truly.
But she does
truly.
have some excellent coats.
So, okay, hot takes. I know I'm probably in the minority here. What did you think of Mabel's finale dress? The gold sequin.
I hated it. I
hated
felt bad,
it.
but I hated it. I was like, no.
I'm sorry, no. No. This is a no from me. Yeah, Tim Gunn would be like, make it work. I don't know how you're gonna make that shit work. No, it was ugly.
It was not doing Selena Gomez any favors.
And she didn't even look like, usually Selena Gomez has this like this badass like energy. That dress was like energying her down.
It was a little sloppy. Like there's just something about it.
The cut with that collar, the collar was not the thing. The way that the length was wrong.
Sequins are heavy in general too. Like that kind of sparkle,
it wasn't even
whatever.
Sequined. It wasn't even sequined. Yeah, it was like these hanging gold.
Not my favorite.
Like medallions or something. It was just too much. I did love the 3 of them together in that attic though, with like all of their sparkly, you know, like all that was a great little photo moment. Like
the sparkles in general were fun.
Just the bedazzlement of the finale was, of course, it was wonderful. But when you just take Mabel's dress on its own, that finale dress was, I think I loved everything Mabel wore the entire season except for that gold dress. It was hideous. I'm sorry.
I would have rather her shown up in that orange sweater from earlier.
Absolutely. That was such a great look. Oh, I want that look. So I want that skirt that she was wearing in that murder board scene with Loretta. I want that skirt so badly.
That was really cute.
I'm gonna get it. Yeah. Hopefully it was like an H&M find or something. I hope it wasn't like
I could see it.
A thrifted, vintage item. I hope I can buy that somewhere because that was amazing. Okay, next up is L Constable. New category. Oh, because she's responding to, I asked all of the superlative questions.
And nice. Okay.
She just decided to come up with her own category. Love it. She said best pick, and it goes to Dickie in the Cobra outfit. I will never not laugh audibly at that picture. That is
hysterical.
Yeah. That's why it was the thumbnail of our last video. Bring me the 5 whores.
Oh gosh. Laura Vizina said, I felt
Lori. Love you, Lori.
Why did I say Laura? I read it literally, like it was in front of my face. Anyway,
Lori sent me cookies.
Lori was
mailing me cookies.
Aw, that's so nice. Yeah. She said, I felt so vindicated that I said it was Clifford on a hunch. Her most marvelous moment. She said, I loved Martin Short's performance as a detective, although I secretly hoped Howard would get a chance.
Didn't we all?
So I did not love that Loretta never actually said, I am your mother. Robert gives me the creeps.
I love it. She's just like, Robert, fuck you. You don't even get to be Tavert. No, Robert.
That's funny. And she said, schmackery cookies, scoff. What does that mean? And then I get this one, Saz, crying emojis. Multiple crying emojis.
Because she's saying schmackery cookies, like, there are better cookies, because she's mailing me these cookies are in the mail from this bakery in Maine, I believe. I can't remember what she said, where the place is that the cookies are from, but she left me a voice message about these cookies. So I cannot wait to get them in the mail. And I was like, I will take the cookies, even though I don't eat sugar. As I think, who was it? Doug commented on my not being able to eat sugar because I'm on the Cobra diet or the famous big budget Hollywood movie star diet. Yeah. But Lori's sending me cookies and I'm going to eat them, and I will Instagram it. I will photograph it. It will be documented. Jade eating the sugar cookies. Yes, Lori, we love you, babe. Lori, patron, marvelous member. Okay, now we're going to go to our YouTube comments for after the finale. So everything from here on out will be all about all about the big reveal.
Let's see. JT279. JT says, looking forward to season 4 already. It almost feels like the showrunners are starting to wind down the series with our trio in New York, but maybe they will have a spin-off Mabel series. I read that weird, but a spin-off Mabel series in LA. Couple of questions, one for Kara and one for Jade. I would kind of like a spin-off series. I would follow Selena Gomez to LA.
I would follow her anywhere. I mean, of course. But Only Murders in the Building is a New York show.
I know.
Just don't
it
fuck
just
it up.
wouldn't be the same.
No.
So he said, Kara, if the police believe Cliff's version of events, i.e. that it was an accident, would he be charged with involuntary manslaughter or something else? Also, what charges would Donna face? I hope you enjoyed the first part of our episode, JT, but I will say, so Cliff categorizing it as an accident is in his mind saying, well, I didn't mean to kill him. Like,
right.
You know, so if he told the police, like, I shoved him, I never meant to kill him, I shoved him towards this elevator shaft and he fell, he would be charged with murder still in most states, if not all, because that intentional act, which we talked about earlier, transfers that intent from the shove, then transfers to being able to prove intent for murder. So if he had said to the police, you know, we were arguing and things got really tense and I tripped and I fell and I bumped into him, then that might be where more involuntary manslaughter comes into play, because when you're looking at the mental state that you have to prove for involuntary manslaughter, it's a recklessness mental state. So you're not intending to do your action. You know, you're not intending to trip and fall and kill him, that you're not trying to hit him or hurt him in any way. You were just kind of reckless in the fact that you're arguing, you got worked up, you tripped, and you're near an elevator shaft. Like if he had accidentally, like truly accidentally knocked him down that elevator shaft, that might be a different story. And we talked about Donna. So the attempted murder would be a no-go because there's tons of evidence that she did not intend to kill Ben. She tells the trio, her confession on tape is that she didn't intend to kill him. And the amount she used, if this was real life, would not be anywhere sufficient to kill him. But she could face an assault charge. That would still be bodily injury that she caused. And that's the basis of simple assault. In some states, I know in Texas, she could be looking at an aggravated assault charge by using a deadly weapon, which would be something that could cause serious bodily injury, death, or essentially permanent impairment, physical impairment. And if Ben had lingering effects from the rat poison, sure, if it could have killed him, if the amount could have killed him, and let's say the HGH and the uppers and the microdose of Viagra are actually what saved him, but for that little cocktail he had, the dose that Donna administered would have been fatal, then aggravated assault with a deadly weapon would make sense. Or in that case, I mean, it's still a little tricky.
Yeah, it's still a little tricky.
But the attempted murder would be a no-go. So some sort of assault charge ranging from just a standard simple misdemeanor assault up to maybe an aggravated assault in certain states under certain penal codes, then yeah. But I'm so glad you asked me that question, allowed me to nerd out. Yeah. Thank you, JT.
Look at her go. Look at her go. I'm like, it is kind of amazing to watch someone do. It's like saying to Jade, act Shakespeare, go. Like,
yeah.
And
do your thing.
Yeah. You know, like just getting that request is like, thank you for asking me to do just what I was put on this earth to do. And so it's wonderful to watch Kara go, because that's what she was put on. Look at her brain. It just goes that way. Yep. It's like being double jointed. She's just like double lawyer jointed brain.
Oh God. I like that because from you it's a compliment.
Of course
it might not be. I know.
Aw. No.
He then goes on
100% compliment
to ask Jade.
Smart. That's my friend. My friend's smart.
Thanks, friend. Right back at you, obviously. Obviously. And he says, Jade, with all the many apparent red herring clues in season 3, e.g. with Richard II posters, twin clues, bus ticket date discrepancy, etc., I wonder if they shoot different endings and based on fan reaction midway through, cobble together via editing the final ending a couple of weeks before airing. Is this something a production company would do? I noticed that the titles of some to-be-aired episodes on IMDb don't show up until about 2 weeks before airing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that's
yeah. So read the rest of the message.
I said, forgot to mention if you could review Poker Face season 2. Yes. Not sure when that will air, maybe in mid 2024. It's a Rian Johnson series with a structure similar to Columbo. Fun fact, Jade was the main host on a Podcastica network podcast covering Poker Face. I guested on it, and I believe Erica guest too?
Yep.
Yes. So it's
truly how we fell in love. It's our love. It's our meet cute, our origin story.
And we nerded out hardcore with all of the clues and the murdery things in Poker Face. So if you are looking for a Poker Face recap, I would suggest
look no further. It's linked.
Sure.
It's linked in every description of every podcast or every video we put out. Yeah, you can find my Poker
such
Face
a good
coverage.
show.
Yeah,
I will say for Only Murders fans, if you like the murder mystery aspect, check out Poker Face because that is an excellent and underrated show.
Also, low-key, check out Columbo because
that too.
Poker Face is basically a remake. It's a remake of Columbo, and Columbo is fucking fantabulous and absolutely shameless plug. I just did a Columbo podcast with Paul. It was amazing. We had so much fun. Oh my God, that was one of the most fun podcasts I've ever recorded because we were all a titter. We were giddy because Paul and I just you will never meet two people who love Columbo more than Paul and I. And actually Columbo and Poker Face is Paul and I's meet cute origin love story as well. So it's really crazy how all the people, all of my best podcasting family loves right now, we all met through Poker Face, my Poker Face podcast. It's crazy. Yeah. And it was that podcast that Kara and I did for Poker Face that made me go, yes, 100%. I want to podcast with this creature more.
It's so much fun.
Because she can out-talk. Well, I don't know if you can out-talk me, but you can match me in the talking. We're pretty evenly matched. And I don't think I've ever met another human who is as evenly matched.
That's funny.
I
love it.
Yeah.
And Erica balances us out.
Erica balances us, yes. We're without our balance now, so it's unhinged again. Here we go. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Oh my God. Everything's cool.
Everything's cool.
Yeah.
To see here. Okay, so yes, in answer to your question, yes, it is absolutely something that production companies would do. In a lot of films, they film multiple endings. So it's not as typical in television because time is fucking money with TV. And you have to have, in TV land, you really have to have a sure vision for where you're going to get greenlit from, especially on Hulu. I know they're very strict.
That makes sense.
And this being season 3, they might have a little bit more leeway, wiggle room to change things and maybe film more than one ending. But I think Only Murders in the Building, based on everything I know from John Hoffman and everything I've heard from interviews, they never film more than one ending. So I think that they always knew, for the most part,
at least general outline, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that more than one ending was filmed for this, but films, they do that often. And they do the test audience thing where they show audiences one ending before it's released nationwide. And then if the ending doesn't, if people don't like it, then they'll change it. Yeah. One that comes to mind is A Perfect Murder with Michael Douglas and Gwyneth Paltrow. I just covered that in my Dial M for Murder comparison podcast. We talked about A Perfect Murder, and A Perfect Murder had multiple endings that were filmed, and I'm very glad that they did not go with the first ending that they chose because test audiences didn't like it because it sucked. It was bad.
No spoilers, but
no, it was.
That also makes me think of Clue. That was one of the great things about Clue is there were
Multiple
3
endings.
separate endings, and you didn't know what ending you were going to get when you went and saw it in the theater. So people were coming out talking about the ending and having an entirely different ending than somebody else who saw it.
Yep. Both of those films, Dial M for Murder, A Perfect Murder, and Clue, I have podcasts on all of those things. So links in the description. Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, as always, JT, for your phenomenal FeedCRACK. You get me so high. Look how high I am. I can't contain it. Neither can Ben. He's so happy.
Yay, Ben.
Okay, next up. You want to read this one from Wasted Poe?
Oh, what are Blue and Silver Bells is who I had.
Oh,
next.
You go for it then.
I sorted it by newest first, so we'd see all of them.
Right on.
Blue and Silver Bells said spoilers ahead. I was so close in my prediction. You were. I remember your prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was a Donna Cliff combo, but I got it mixed up. Boo. Anyway, that final episode was nuts in the best way. Did anyone else think Howard was going to take Jonathan's part? I know. Story-wise, I'm bummed that he didn't. Us too. Selfishly, though, I adored Oliver's performance and those sparkly costumes. I'm bummed that the Target/7 didn't come into play at all, but alas. Predictions for next season. They're definitely setting up Joy to be the primary suspect, but I doubt she will be. I agree. Saz looked like she was writing a J at the end. Also, the bullet hole in the window looked like it came at an angle. What if Jan somehow set up the murder from her apartment? Far-fetched, yes, but she's crazy. I don't think it's that far-fetched.
No, it's not that far-fetched.
Said I'm also suspecting that our trio will be visiting LA and their love interests. We heard too much about them liking it in small doses not to have a trip. Please, HELOOOO, give us an Oliver being a diva on the plane scene. That would be pretty spectacular. I like the way you think, Blue and Silver Bells.
Yes.
Unanswered questions. How is Mabel supporting herself? I know. What the hell does Mabel do to live? Is she going to keep...
She marries for money. That's what she does.
Is she going to keep staying with Theo? I want to see Mabel get unstuck and really embrace her life. She deserves it.
Yep. Absolutely. That's where we're going. That's where we're going.
Where's Lucy? We miss her. Charles is so good with her, and I want him to get to have that fatherly connection instead of seeking fulfillment in relationships. You know what? You asking that question, I think, kind of helped me put my finger on what I felt was missing with Charles this season. I loved that Lucy relationship so much, and I think it gave Charles so much depth.
Yeah.
And something else to focus on.
This season, Charles had no depth. He was there purely for the comedic relief. That was Steve Martin's lacking. Job, and he did it flawlessly. Steve Martin came through with that, But
that's true. Where was Lucy?
He was surface level for sure, Charles, this season. Yeah.
I missed that.
And Charles, so many times this season, Charles made me question, Charles, are you okay? Are you all right? Do I need to call a doctor? Are you having a stroke?
Are you having a stroke? Thing was a little bit of a problem. Blacking out. It's like, are you having rage blackouts? Like panic blackouts? Neither of those are good. Like this is, or whiteouts, I guess. They go on to say, what is going to happen with Oliver's heart condition? This storyline needs to go away because every time there was a big moment, I was terrified that he was going to have another heart attack. No, thank you.
This heart attack is so silly. This heart condition is so silly because it is there when it needs to be. And when he's performing on Broadway and falling off of lighthouses, it is just gone. It does not exist. It is nonsensical.
It's a convenient little plot device.
It is fucking ridiculous. It was Chekhov's heart attack, and I don't appreciate it. Only Murders in the Building creators.
We do not like Chekhovian heart attacks.
Thank you, no.
But this is fine. And damn it, Oliver, stick some fruit and veggies in your dip at least. Seriously, though.
Stick some veggies in your dip. That's what I'm going to say. The next time someone pisses me off, I'm just going to say, stick some fruit and veggies in your dip.
Oh my God. That'll be Interesting.
Take
Interesting
that.
thing to process. So thank you, ladies, for your marvelous podcast. It's been so fun to watch the show with you and become an armchair sleuth. No one in my life watches this or is as wonderfully nerdy. Aw, one of us. I lived for the in-depth literary analysis. You are fantastic humans. That's so nice.
You are a fantastic human.
That's sweet. What is it? Here to vote for the Steve Martin / Martin short reviews.
Okay. Yes. We asked our listeners. I have in our last podcast, my little tiny episode. Yeah. What do you want us to cover next? And we have at least one vote here. Mark it down, Nancy Drew, for Steve Martin and Martin short reviews instead of murder mystery film reviews. Rock on. I also got to go back to the top of this FeedCRACK. When this, she said, was it a J that Saz was writing in blood? Is this just from the Agatha Christie novel because she wrote J in Death on the Nile, or is this because people actually think it looked like a J? Because to me it looked like a line. Like
I will say, when I first watched it the first few times, I thought it was just straight line. When you played it earlier on the podcast, I thought there was a slight curve, but I don't know if that was actually intentional or if it's because of the angle with like which she was writing.
Yeah.
But it was not a pronounced curve.
Yeah.
It could have just been a bad straight line because, you know, she's dying.
And fix that.
Like, so I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes.
Saz is like, sorry about my penmanship here. I'm kind of dead. There's kind of that.
Poor Saz. And poor Charles. I still can't get over how he's going to find like one of his best friends dead in his apartment. Like that is up close and personal. That is the most personal death that we've had other than Tim Kono.
And hopefully people help Charles clean up after that murder, because those two fuckers did not help Mabel clean up after Bunny died in her apartment. She was scrubbing that shit on her own. Not okay.
They definitely need to help.
Yeah, I was like, God, guys, could you suck anymore?
I
mean, she didn't ask them for help, but seriously, you shouldn't have to ask. You should be like, hey, want some help with that blood stain from the dead body that was in your apartment? Want some assistance there? Like, that's what gentlemen would do.
We could all pitch in.
I digress. Yes, pitch in. Be a neighbor. Be neighborly. Mr. Rogers would have words for you. Won't you be my neighbor? Okay, Ben, shh. Okay, next up, Abby Branch again. Hello, Abby. We love you.
Yay.
Spoilers ahead. I surprised even myself with how wrong I was with the finale. Well, don't feel bad. I just didn't think that the hanky that Ben had held in the elevator was the same hanky that Dickie had. I stopped on specific frames to get a better look in each scene, and the hankies look really different. Yes,
that's not your fault. That's production's fault.
Yeah, not your fault. Don't you feel bad, babe? There's not even red visible in the hanky that Ben is holding when it's in his hand. And both shades of red could not be seen in either Ben's elevator hanky or in the one in Uma's bag. Very true. If I had thought those hankies looked the same, I definitely would have gone a different direction with my crazy predictions. Do you guys also see the differences? Yes, we do.
100%.
Nailed it. Also, while I love Only Murders in the Building and still enjoyed the finale, I was a bit bummed that there was a Donna Cliff murder team. I was hoping for something a bit more convoluted and out of the box. Yes. I think I remember you guys saying as much, if they are the murderers.
Yep.
Where was the baby elephant metaphor, the scheming Taubert, the big bad Cinda Canning? I felt that the end was a bit vanilla. Still psyched for season 4. I hope that every once in a while we will get a glimpse of Loretta and Oliver's long distance girlfriend relationship. Yes, I agree. Yeah, you're not alone. Nice. You're not alone in your feeling that the ending was vanilla. I was just surprised that it was, literally no detective work required.
Nothing.
Like
all good.
All good.
Oh, geez.
I feel like I can be a little bit more honest in this video because the people who are here are like,
these are our people.
What? And yeah, no, truly, like, I don't want to like say that it was a bad season or anything. The murder mystery, like, it kind of sort of sucked though. It was like you're saying, vanilla, very not murder mystery.
I do think that was so they could let the guest stars kind of shine. They focused on other stuff. But they really set the table for an interesting season 4. So that'll be
For
fun.
sure. Yeah.
Our last comment.
I have to ask, Kara, what kind of dip are you enjoying? The audience, inquiring minds need to know. What kind of dip is it?
It is French onion dip.
Oh, she got the French onion.
Yeah. And I add a little bit of Tony Chachere's Cajun seasoning in there. Ooh, it's really good. I haven't had this in so long. I haven't had dip in forever, but spending all this time listening to Oliver talk about dip,
those dips,
I was just like, I need to get some fucking dip.
Well, you were sure,
and I didn't eat dinner, so this is what I'm doing.
Right. You were sure that when we were discussing what that dip looked like, Erica and I thought it was hummus, and you were like, it looks like French onion dip to me. And then you're thinking,
it looks creamy
because I'm hungry for some French onion dip.
Podcasting while hungry. So sorry if watching people eat bothers you at this point, but I'm so hungry.
Look away. Cover that side of the screen. Just look at me.
Do this the whole time.
Look at the snakey. Keep your eye on the snake.
Look at Ben. Wasted Poe is our last YouTube comment saying, here's a plethora of suggestions for future movie discussions that weren't on your list.
Amazing.
Love it. These are mostly Steve Martin, but the Martin short one is a gem. Roxanne, love it. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Best Thanksgiving movie.
Absolutely.
I think ever.
I mean, one of the only
I would
Thanksgiving
love to cover
movies
that.
Ever. Yeah.
That's true. Oh, well, but just an excellent movie.
I say this. May I say that regardless of what we do, regardless of what we do next, Spanksgiving, as I like to refer to it, give Spanks. That's coming up. That's the next holiday on the list after Halloween. So I think that 100%
Automobiles would be fantastic.
Truly, it's one of my favorite films of all time. I love John Candy. He can do no wrong in my mind.
I'm so excited.
I think 100% the three of us are covering Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as a Spanksgiving treat, just to give Spanks.
Oh, I miss John Candy.
Don't we all? pour one out. Pour one into my mouth.
Okay, I can do that real quick before I finish reading this.
John Candy, we love you, babe. Seriously, gone too soon.
It was brilliant. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, yes. Little Shop of Horrors, yes.
That's on the list. Okay, I will say Little Shop of... Yeah, Bowfinger. Nailed it. All of Me and House Sitter.
House Sitter's great. House Sitter, All of Me, I don't know what that is. I will say that. House Sitter is one that I think it was on TV a lot when I was younger, and my dad is probably where I get most of my taste in movies from, like showed me all John Candy, Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, like everything. Three Amigos, Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles doesn't hold up as well.
I haven't actually ever seen Blazing Saddles, and
if you watch it now in the year of Barbie 2023, I'm very we should do that one and be very careful how we cover it, because it is
no careful.
I'm just saying, watch it. You'll see what I mean.
If you don't like my reaction, you can leave.
I was like that too, but we would have to very thoughtfully cover that movie. But Eddie Murphy, was it Eddie Murphy? No, Richard Pryor. No, anyway, no. Damn it! I think it was Richard Pryor. The had a hand in writing it. I know, in my head. I think it was Richard Pryor, not Eddie Murphy. Was a writer on Blazing Saddles. But anyway, I would be totally down to cover that movie. But House Sitter is one that my dad and I watched anytime it was on TV. So that would be fun. And
thank you, Wasted Poe. Thank you.
I love it. For the Martin Short selection, one of my favorite movies of all time, Inner Space. I have always wanted to see that.
Never seen it.
I have not seen it. And I feel like, I don't know if it was a Podcastica thing where somebody was talking about it. But I think that would be fun. I like these suggestions for sure.
I love these suggestions. Keep them coming. Absolutely keep them coming. If y'all have any suggestions for what we should cover next, we wanted to do some more Only Murders in the Building related content before moving on to our next show that we want to cover. So we are perfectly marvelous because we started covering Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and we always assumed that we would go back to Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and start from the beginning covering season. Yeah, at some point. Because we have such a great audience for that show and people loved it, and I agree. I would love to go back and cover maybe
we could do, if people I know there are people that have listened to both. If people have suggestions to cover film of an actor that is featured prominently on Only Murders and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, we could figure that out.
I have to comment on Little Shop of Horrors. That is coming for sure, because that is on Broadway currently, and Paul is coming to New York to see that with me on Broadway, and then Paul and I are going to cover the original Little Shop of Horrors, and we're going to see the Broadway show together, so we'll podcast in person together on Little Shop. So if you have any other suggestions, please tell us all the things. All right, so next up, email from Hope babe, love you, awesome listener. I love reading Hope's comments. Hope, she says, you three are so funny and I love listening to your discussions.
Aww.
Okay, thank you. She says, I hope that I thought that the season I thought that the reveal of Ben's killers was so disappointing in episode 10, but we have a lot on our hands for next season. Maybe the Moriarty character will finally be alluded to. I am a giant Sherlock fan, the show with Benedict Cumberbatch, so some crossover would be my dream. Looking forward to the marvelous episode 10 review from you all. Love, Hope. Hope, we love you too.
I like it.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. Yes. So yeah, the Moriarty shit was never, what the fuck?
I've seen people bring it up and throw out the idea of, different characters being the Moriarty figure, like fucking with our trio. And the problem is, I feel like it would be so easy at this point to pinpoint, like, could it be Teddy? Could it be Cinda? Could it be Jan? Like, well, they're the people that would have a motive to fuck with all three of them.
Yeah, I don't think so who, the Moriarty, in my mind, the most likely Moriarty would be Cinda, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That would make the most sense.
We never got a return from Cinda, so yeah, I don't know. We were supposed to get, John Hoffman said we were going to get the Moriarty, like, reveal in this season, but we did not get that. Yeah.
I wish they'd just not say things if they're not going to follow up.
If they're not going to do them, I know, right? Seriously.
Maybe next season.
Yeah.
Next up is an email from Chris Minich. Said, hello, perfectly marvelous ladies. Love your show or shows, especially your breakdown for season 3 of Only Murders in the Building. Whether you're discussing the residents of the Arconia or in a past life dishing on Midge and Susie, this is a marvelous podcast, and I look forward to each notification on my phone when a new episode drops. Keep it up. That is so sweet. I love that you've been here for both. We love Midge and Susie still. Said, okay, on to the business at hand. Superlative awards. Most marvelous moments of the season. Funniest moment. Marvelous moments, episode 8. The Pickwick Triplets song and delivery by Steve Martin. Still stuck in my head. Oh, yeah.
Rock on. Yep.
Episode 9. How our podsters put the puzzle pieces together. That was fun to watch.
Yes. Yes.
Episode 10, Creatures of the Night. Yeah, I loved seeing that come together.
Yeah.
It was so much fun to watch.
Seeing the entire Broadway show like come to full fruition was, I mean, with the dance, with the breeding crabmen and
so satisfying,
the sparkling costumes. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's like that's why I'm so easily able to forgive the fact that the mystery kind of sucked, because it was just like really easy because we got bigger fish to fry. We got crabs to fry.
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on. Yeah. But I do agree with how the podcasters put the puzzle pieces together in episode 9, just like the rejoining of the trio, that felt so good. It's true. It was great.
Very satisfying. Chris goes on to say the last 3 episodes were the best of the season, in my opinion.
Agree.
That is true.
Yep. Nailed it.
Funniest moment, Steve Martin in the White Room.
Yes.
It's fun. Favorite character, the music. I love that answer.
Ooh.
He said, I love the music, which provides so much character. It's an essential part of the show. Absolutely. Especially in this last episode. We talked about that, I feel like, more in this episode than any other, how much the music contributed to it.
Absolutely. And just shown through as well, like Paul Rudd and Meryl Streep singing, we got to see Martin Short singing, just like the performances right on par with that, how good the music was, because it truly was so
wonderful.
Good. This needs to be a real Broadway show,
It could eventually, a la Smash or something. We'll see.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Please, for Christmas.
Yeah, all I want for Christmas.
Yeah.
Best performance for acting, Meryl Streep. Cannot fault you there one bit. Favorite new character you want to see return, Loretta, Meryl Streep. Fair. Absolutely. We need a little bit more of her and Oliver being happy. Season rankings 1 through 3, favorite to least favorite. Number 1, season 1, favorite. Season 3, close second. Season 2, least favorite, although still great. I like the qualifier.
Exactly. Chris, you share a brain with me. We clearly, that's who it is in my head. It's Chris. I wondered.
That's funny.
Nice to know.
And then Jade had asked, Saz is dead? Why? So Chris says, predictions for season 4. Jan escaped from prison, killed Saz, thinking it was Charles. I like it, Chris. I like it. Loretta's acting career takes off, and unfortunately, she moves away from NYC. Episode or 2 road trip to Los Angeles. Oh my gosh, can you imagine Mabel stuck in a car?
with Charles
and Oliver.
What's her name? Aphrodite, right?
Jesus, yes.
Is Oliver's car? Yes. If they took Aphrodite on a road trip to LA, I want to see that.
That's so funny.
I would be here for it. Yep.
Wish list for season 4. Robert with the T moves to Los Angeles and we never see him again. Oh crap.
Yes, my man, my boy right here. He's
Did
on
anybody like Tobert?
No.
What's his name?
Kara.
Help me.
No, I will not help you. I will not.
Tobert. Jesse Williams. Anyway. Chris also says, I love this, Lady Gaga moves into the penthouse and Charles, Oliver, and Mabel can't keep a straight poker face over their excitement /
can't read my, no, you can't read my poker face.
That's funny. It's just more confirmation that Mabel is not straight.
Yep, more confirmation. I think, we need more gay Mabel. That should definitely be in the next season. Fun. Yeah. Chris, yes, everything. Does Chris win the podcast? Chris wins the podcast because Chris is the only person who answered every single one of my superlative questions. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. You have my eternal gratitude for this. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh, do you see how high I am? Woo! All right. Next up, we have, who is this email?
I believe that's Liz.
Liz. My baby Liz.
Roanoke Greenway Hero.
Roanoke Greenway Hero. Yes. Okay. Liz says, hello, marvelous podcasters. Only Murders in the Building gave us one hell of a finale. I mean, holy mother of fuck. I didn't see any of that coming. 2 clips for the price of 1. The Cliff the Killer and the cliffhanger. Oh, nailed it. But
so 3 cliffs.
Right. Props to all of you who suspected Cliff and figured out that Donna was very ill. The play scenes were great. Martin Short has always been over the top, but in a very good way. I'm old enough to remember his character Ed Grimley on SNL. Oh, yes. We remember as well, even though I feel
and by remember, we mean we've seen it and it's stuck with us since we've seen it.
Because we know the smart things that we need to Google to be yes, well-educated television viewers. People have always loved him or hated him. I fucking love him. You are correct in in your love.
That is the right answer.
Yes. Thank you, ladies, for every 6 or 7 hours of reviews and banter every week. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad you like the length of our podcasts. Yeah, this week it'll go into like the 12-hour. What are we in our 12th podcasting hour? She says, I didn't find your pod until long after Dead to Me was over, and I watched it when it first aired and at least twice since. I hope to go back to and listen to your takes on it. It was such a great show, but Netflix has a bad habit of ending great shows after
I
3 seasons.
know.
Yes. Well, Dead to Me ended because
Yeah,
Christina Applegate, yeah, she
Applegate.
had to end it.
Oh, that was
But
rough.
yeah, I could have done with so much more Dead to Me. And
Yeah.
yes, listeners, if you enjoy Dead to Me and you want a
Mhm.
podcast, I podcasted on that as well. That was my very
Mhm.
first television
Is that
podcast.
you, Jason, and Penny?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? That's right. So those of you who want to hear more, Poker Face was also you, Jason, and Penny, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
On Podcastica. Same thing, Dead to Me. That coverage is over on Podcastica.
Yeah.
I listened to both of them. They were great.
We were the dream team. It was great.
That was fun.
I miss those guys so much. That was so much fun. Okay, so Liz goes on to say, I will never fucking forgive them for unceremoniously dropping Santa Clarita Diet after the 3rd season. I watched season 1 of Santa Clarita Diet. I couldn't get down with it. I'm just thinking about the too much gore. I love Drew Barrymore. Maybe I'll try it again.
I think there was a throwing up scene in the first episode that I stopped and haven't turned it back on.
Yeah, it's just a little too gory for me. I don't know, but I love Drew Barrymore, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The chemistry between Timothy Oliphant and Drew Barrymore was crazy fun, and frankly, the whole cast was great. Netflix can kiss my ass. Having said that, I still pay them every month, but our relationship is tumultuous. Right on. Thank you so much. Your time, your joy, your laughter make the world better. Love,
Aww.
Liz, the Roanoke Greenway hero, and big fan of Kick-Ass Kara, Jackpot Jade, and Enchanting Erica. So what's next? Well, Liz, you asked a great question.
You tell us, Liz.
Yeah, you tell us. We're going to review Agatha Christie reboot by Kenneth Branagh, A Haunting in Venice. That is 100% next on the list. Yes. And then we'll go from there.
Love it.
Yes. So
Patreon feedback.
Yes.
Okay, not Karina.
Yes, and I apologize, Karina, babe. I never had a T. I never had it written as Katrina, but I probably, knowing me, I probably said Katrina a time. She told me the correct pronunciation. Yeah, for her name is Karina, but she prefers to go by K, so that is what she shall be called from here on out.
So from Kay, she said, "Hi, ladies. I am one of your newer patrons, and I've been listening since Maisel. For the record, Susie has my heart." Aw.
For the record, us too. Yes.
I love it. I tried to email you some feedcrack, but I don't think I had the right address, so I thought I'd reach out here. I am so excited to listen to and hear your thoughts about The Only Murders in the Building season 3 finale. I was definitely not correct about whodunit, but never am, so I was just along for the ride. That's the spirit. I like it. That's the fun. Thanks for being so wonderful, all three of you. Tits up. Aw, thanks, my gosh. Kay.
It's up to you, babe. Kay, all of our patrons are marvelous members.
We love you.
We love you so much. Oh my goodness. And okay.
We hope you don't mind the innuendo every time we refer to you.
Show me your marvelous member.
It's never don't do that. Funny. We're not soliciting member pics.
No, we are not. We'll get you nowhere. Well, I might respect you just a tiny bit more now. All right. So the next, we have a voice message from our amazing patron, biggest fan, Kimberly. Kimberly, babe, we love you. Just Kimberly kills it with the feed crack. So here we go. Now, Kimberly believes that everything in this entire season 3 is basically a fever dream of Oliver's. It was all dreamed up in
show Oliver's. Did they do that on?
In every David Lynch movie ever made.
There was some show where it was like this infamous reveal. Is that right? Okay.
Well, Twin Peaks is up for debate. It's like up to interpretation, but kind of, yeah. So I love the idea that something is just a dream, that like the entire film is a figment of some character's imagination. I do love that. So she went through, listened to a bunch of previous episodes and came up with how she believes that all of what has happened is coming out of like Oliver's, since this season is focused on Oliver, that the whole season is basically like a figment of Oliver's imagination. It's amazing. So Here's what she has to say. Here's
Sorry.
part of one of her voice messages. What?
Dallas is the most iconic.
Oh, right.
One. That's why I was like, Bobby.
Yes.
Okay, I feel better now.
Yes. Nailed it. Okay, let's hear what Kimberly has to say.
Basically, the last episode had circles everywhere too, which makes me think everything comes full circle. Karma. They are all really, really selfish. And I think Mabel is going to save the day. I think that she's going to protect her olds, and she's more the mother that is going to be the one that saves Oliver and Charles, because I think that he's hurt Joy, he's hurt Saz, he's hurt Jan, he's hurt probably Saz. I'm sure Oliver's hurt Loretta, but the children are hurt too. Dickie's hurt, Ben's hurt, maybe Taubert, and Oliver's son's hurt, and Lucy, and then there's Cliff also. I also forgot that the reason they kiss is because he is gay. I was thinking it had to do with him being gay and adopted, but
weren't we all?
At first, I was so mad that I felt like I was lied to about the adoption. The adoption was for Loretta. Everything's just twisted. Everything is crazy. Yeah. She had a cell phone when she gave birth, so it had to be, I don't know, maybe the 90s. I know cars had phones, but there weren't like phones like Zach Morris phones. Cell phones that big. I think until like the 90s.
Early 90s.
So I'm not sure, but everybody's just out for everyone. And the circles, I'm telling you, everywhere. Windows, lamps, everything, headphones, on the dresses, on the clothes. And why would Donna be wearing boots, by the way? She doesn't seem like a lady that would be wearing construction boots when she's throwing up. And those look more like construction boots rather than fancy haute couture.
Okay, I thought the exact same thing. There is a close-up shot of her shoes when she throws up in the bathroom when Loretta's there. And she's fully wearing hiking boots. It's true. It's very weird.
Maybe the chemo has made her unsteady on her feet and she needs really solid footwear.
I thought that was
good
odd.
grip. Yeah. They were thicker boots than I was expecting to see.
And we see Donna's feet in episode 10 in the finale, and when she's in when they're confronting her in the office. Mm-hmm. And they, Taubert's like the secret coat rack behind the door, and you see her feet, and she's wearing like Doc Martens or something, which is kind of odd looking with the rest of her ensemble. I don't know. I think
sensible chemo footwear.
Well, and also it's probably sensible in New York footwear.
Not
because
slippery.
I got to tell you, since I've lived here within the past 10, 15 years, how long has it been? 12 years, I think I've lived here. God, I can't believe it's been that long. I don't wear a damn single heel. If I do, it's because I'm in a show or something. I bring those heels in a bag to the theater. I do not wear them on the subway. Hell no. I have to take a bike to the subway, get on the subway, then get off the subway, then walk to the theater. No, hell no. Anyway.
So anyways, my most marvelous moment was the reference Donna made to Mamma Mia. And
that was good.
How Donna is the name in Mamma Mia and how Loretta was in Mamma Mia. Meryl Streep. That was my most marvelous moment. But my most marvelous moment this season was listening to the podcast and watching along with you ladies and other fans of the show. I hope this wasn't too long. I'm sure it was, but hopefully it will send. Tits up, ladies.
Kimberly. Tits up.
Tits up, baby. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Kimberly has such good theories.
She showed her work.
She showed her work. Yeah. I love it. I love imagining that everything is just a dream inside a character's mind. I'm sure that the writers did not intend this.
Yeah, no.
Because Lord knows they had other things on their mind this season, but I love it anyway. It was amazing. Thank you, Kimberly, so much for being marvelous. Listeners, gorgeous listeners, thank you. My heart just explodes with love, and I can't tell you, like, I need a bigger body to contain my heart from all of the love that it is. Just, you guys fill me up with love from your FeedCRACK and the compliments. I can't.
Just so sweet.
It's just so sweet. It's
a great way to end this season. We got excellent feedback. And I can't wait till season 4. It's
Oh
going to
my
be
God.
so much fun.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Mm.
It's always best to end on a high, as Loretta would say, or near a high.
Near a high. Ah, gosh, but
Oh my
absolutely
God.
keep writing to us. If you have more thoughts about season 3, we will keep checking. We want to know what
Yeah.
you thought of the finale, and we can include that in our next episode.
Yes.
will
Right. We already kind of told you about it. We're going to cover the Agatha Christie remake.
You mentioned that.
Yes, A Murder in Venice. I was going to save it till the
Yes.
end, but what are we saving
Had
here?
to get it out.
Cat's out of the bag. Yes.
Gosh. But please write to us, leave us a voice message. Let us know your theories about season 4 with what limited information we have at this point. And of
Yes.
course, always feel free to send in your most marvelous moments.
Yes. And you can send that to perfectlymarvelouspodcast@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Yes, we are at Perfectly Marvelous Cast, or our only Perfectly Marvelous Murders in the Building Facebook group. All of the links to all of the things are in the description as per usual. And yeah, upcoming new announcements will be posted on our socials. So if you want to know what we're going to do next, definitely Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, though, that's coming to you.
I love that.
And don't forget, follow me on Instagram, Jade the Naked Lady, all one word, or on TikTok, Jade8Green. And if you haven't checked it out already, my other podcast, Shall We Compare Thee? We just did an amazing episode on Columbo. Oh, it was so much fun. One of my favorite things to record. I was like just overjoyed with excitement to talk about Columbo. And Paul is like, he has encyclopedic knowledge of Columbo, so it's the real
I remember
deal.
his feedback from Poker Face. You guys both, I was like, this is amazing. Perfect.
Yeah, it was so good. And Paul and I thought we were going to do a podcast on Columbo, and then I was like, well, maybe we should do a remake and sequel podcast instead, which we ended up doing, and it's thrilling.
Love it.
So yeah, A Haunting in Venice is Kenneth Branagh's remake of Agatha Christie's Halloween Party. And if you haven't listened to the Halloween Party audiobook, if you're not a reader, listen to that audiobook. Hugh Fraser, I mean, he will caress you with his vocal sounds. Truly, he is as a voiceover actor myself, I look up to Hugh Fraser so much. So there are very few better things you could do with your 6 free hours of time that you may have in your week than to listen to
somewhere in there
the Halloween Party audiobook. It's my homework for you, Kara. Listen to that audiobook, Halloween Party. It's one of it was my first my first Agatha Christie audiobook. And so it has a very special place in my heart. And
that's fun.
I'm beyond thrilled that Kenneth Branagh decided to adapt this in his next film. Yeah.
That's gonna be good. God, I love him so much.
I know.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
From Hamlet to Gilderoy Lockhart.
Oh my God.
What can't he do?
What can't he do? Exactly. Bring in Emma Thompson. Well, he can do her all right. No.
Oh gosh. Oh, there's some stuff there. Anyway.
And also, I wanted to let you listeners know, we have a season 1 of Only Murders in the Building recap, which will be coming out very soon. I will finally get around to finishing editing that. Our patrons will, of course, get first dibs. We're going to release that on our Patreon first, and then we'll release it to the rest of y'all. So if you don't want to wait, join the Patreon. It's a good time. It's an okay time. We have some fun. We have a hoot. So my lovely listeners, and my Kara, I have enjoyed this 17 hours of podcasting more than I can possibly say. I've had just marvelous time, pants-dropping time. Thank you so much, my gorgeous listeners, for joining us.
I'm Kara.
Okay, so what should we do? Shit.
You didn't do, and I'm Jade.
Well, we'll do that in a second. What should we do though? What's our ending?
Well, we talked about the line that Oliver said. Yeah. Congratulations.
Go to it. Hold on.
Congratulations, everybody. I did it.
All right, let's watch it. Let's watch the scene.
Pretty bloody.
Okay. We need a good ending. We need a strong ending.
I feel like you can say, congratulations, everybody. I did it. And we just need to figure out what comes after that.
And then you could say, okay, so I should say, congratulations, everybody. I did it. And then you can say, believe it or not, this is us on fire. Is that it? Or
I like
something
that.
else? Here's the scene.
Yeah, let's see what they say.
Yeah.
Which of the Pickwick?
And then can you end it like that? Then can you go, which of the Pickwick? Fuck.
Yeah.
You do it all the time.
Don't need to explain.
In Shakespeare times, men had to play the women.
What? Season 1, episode 1 just started playing randomly.
That's fine.
Rando. All right.
So catchy.
You know when you're going to tell Dickie.
Oops.
I just want to get through opening night. And then
She had to have been
sick.
Oh, back.
The review finds the rat poison, makes a poisonous cookie, seated eating.
Leave me alone. I'm happy. I'll get help.
But the poison didn't kill Ben, so Donna takes things a step further. She pushes him down the elevator shaft at Oliver's after party.
Admittedly, it's a pretty drastic step for her. She had to have been
Sick. She's
No, is it before this?
sick.
It's before. It's before that.
Did it?
Right?
I
It's
don't
before
remember.
that.
Donna
I really don't
can't
remember.
let her son's
That
first
skirt.
show
Can we
be
just admire Mabel's fucking skirt? I want that
I know.
skirt so fucking bad.
bomb.
This whole
to
outfit.
Ben. So
Whole
she
outfit.
shreds the review, finds the rat
before
poison,
this.
makes a poison. So
It's before this. It's right here.
Sure about Donna.
on opening night. Donna got her hands on an early review, and it
nice. Thanks.
Look at the like asymmetrical like
What you got?
cut of the skirt.
Are you in heat?
My little cuddle pups.
Ew. Is this what this looks like?
you don't call Taubert.
Peapod. My little cuddle pups. My peapod. My little cuddle pups.
Only Martin Short. I'm sorry. Only Martin Short. I mean, truly. Okay. I'll stop being distracted.
Anything for you.
Son.
And thank you for bailing me out.
I paid your bail.
Yes, but when they said they didn't take Amex, I helped you find your visa. Anything for you.
No. Okay.
Taubert cuddle pups.
Wait, where
sure
is the
about
thing that
Donna?
I'm looking
On
for?
opening night.
Maybe
review
it's
of
towards
history-
the
I have had
end
like
of them
6 heart
talking.
attacks this season, Charles. Can we move past the shitty review and just recap what we know?
Okay, so Donna can't let her son's first show be a bomb due to Ben. So she shreds the review, finds the rat poison, makes a poisonous cookie, and gives it to him. A cookie she knows that he can't resist due to his.
That helped us crack. I'll get help.
But the poison the elevator shaft at Oliver's after party.
Oh yeah, wait, it's here.
She's sick. To ensure her son's future.
It's good, but it's thin. We don't have anything tying Donna to the push. We need a confession on tape.
Let's go over.
Oh, no, you could, but I think I can do more with it.
In what way? How could you do
Well,
it?
just, it needs to
Yeah.
be so real
Yeah.
and so believable, and I have a little more experience at it.
Is it always like this?
This is us on fire. Hey,
I love
Okay.
it. This is us on fire.
This is fucking what I was looking for. Jesus
Do
Christ,
more
my
with it.
fucking
Well-
drunk brain. Good Lord. Okay, so what was the first line that you had suggested?
When Oliver says, congratulations, everybody. I did it.
I did it right. Yeah, at the end. Okay. And then okay, should we go to the end then? What is it that
See
it
what
says?
somebody says.
Yeah. God, all of that for nothing. Jesus Christ.
It's California red. Speaking of which, have you done any
California red.
California dreaming? Oh, shut up.
Okay. But it turns out, under Oliver Putnam's bold direction,
Yes.
Even the offstage antics add to the Putnam-inspired insanity. And this dusty old chestnut has been Botoxed, bedazzled, and brought back to life. Yeah! Congratulations, everybody. Yeah! I did it.
All right, so should I say that? This dusty old chestnut has been, what does he say? Something Botoxed and brought back to life.
Bedazzled.
Bedazzled.
Botox,
Right.
bedazzled, and brought back to life.
All right, so congratulations, everybody. This dusty old chestnut has been Botoxed, bedazzled, and brought back to life. And then I did it. What does he say?
Bedazzled
He says-
and brought back to life. Yeah! Congratulations, everybody. Yeah! I did it.
Congratulations, everybody. I did it.
Oh my God.
Okay, so so this dusty old chestnut has been Botoxed, bedazzled, and brought back to life. Congratulations, everybody. I did it. And then you say, believe it or not, this is us on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck, brought back to life.
Oh, you don't need to write it down. I'll just say it.
Okay.
I'm not reading anything. Let the master work. No. The
So,
drunk master.
I'll start with I'm Kara.
Mhm.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Jade. And congratulations, everybody. This dusty old chestnut has been Botoxed, bedazzled, and brought back to life. I did it.
Like, do we want to say it the way he actually says it?
No, how does he say it?
He said,
I said congratulations, everybody, too fucking soon.
so he says this dusty old chestnut has been
Okay, that's it.
Botox,
All right, I got
bedazzled, and
Okay, Botox, bedazzled, and brought back to life. All right, go ahead.
yeah.
Okay.
And okay, I'm Kara.
And I'm Jade. And this dusty old chestnut has been Botox, bedazzled, and brought back to life. Congratulations, everybody. I did it.
Believe it or not, this is us on fire.
Oh, yes, it is. Which of the Pickwick
every time, which of the Pickwick triplets? Fuck. That song is never leaving my head. Rudy, you like?
Do I want it to leave my brain? And we both just went to our pets.
Pickwick triplets did it.
I was like, Ben, what do you think? Which
Rudy's
of the
pawing
Pickwick
at me.
triplets did it?
Who of the crew
Would commit this crime? Mighty
Coochie,
little brat,
coochie,
make a mommy go
coo.
splat.
What if none of it is true?
It's a story pretty gory for a nursery rhyme. So quick
I
as a
like-
whip, gotta pick which triplet did it.